Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. Now that we have an elytra, I have a desperate need for rockets. And we already have the mob farm to kind of help with the gunpowder. I had a lake full of sugarcane that I've now ripped out and taken down. But I did want to go ahead and get a sugarcane farm going. Alright, context. I'm recording this after I've done it, and I wanted to give you a reason why. I had recorded some clips, and I had recorded some epic replay mods and some different things like that for the most recent videos coming up, and I had done about 2 or 3 videos worth of replay mods, and unfortunately there was an issue with my Modrinth app, which is the launcher that I use for Minecraft, where I lost all of my replay mods because my instance of Minecraft got corrupted. And so I tried everything, and there was a little bit of a delay in getting these videos out because I was trying to get those files back, but unfortunately there was nothing I could do to go ahead and get those files back onto my computer. And so unfortunately there was a lot of content because I had gotten behind on my videos. There was a lot of content that I lost in that process. I did live stream most of this, so while I was doing the builds, I live streamed most of it. So I do have some clips that are going to be available for that, but I kind of wanted to just go ahead and show you the progress of this. It was a real bummer that these files were all corrupted when the launcher got corrupted. There's nothing really I could do about it. I've tried everything, but unfortunately that was the case for this one video. But I did want to show you all the progress that we've made around the base and some things that we've been able to get accomplished in the meantime, so that way you can go ahead and see the epic progress that we've been able to make. And I might throw into this video a few clips that I recorded in between live streams where, like, I built a shop and different things like that in the shopping district. So yeah, I just wanted to kind of explain. I'm recording this after the fact. That's why you've got the beautiful Cherry Grove Mountain behind me, because I wanted to show you that I did make this progress, but unfortunately I lost most of those clips in the process. It's okay. We're going to go ahead and move forward now, but I did want to explain that a little bit, that all those build videos that you would have been able to see, they were all lost. But I wanted to get a video out to you guys to show you all the epic progress we've been able to make on the server. So let's go ahead and jump right in. Right inside this mountain, right behind my base and right in between my mob farm, is a farming district. Let me go ahead and show you the farming district that we've been working on, and we'll show you all the progress that we've made. Ooh, hitting all the wrong buttons. All the progress that we've made here in this. So right here I do have a bamboo, 3 lines of a bamboo farm. This is a fully AFK automatic bamboo farm, and it goes ahead and pushes the pistons when it detects through the observer that it's grown up 3 levels, and then that is then pushed into a minecart hopper system down below, where I've got that collecting and dispensing all of those into a minecart unloader right over here. That minecart unloader will unload it, and then it'll send the minecart back on its merry way. And then over here, I have a sugarcane, 2 lines of sugarcane farm, which basically do the same thing. They unload. I gave myself a little bit of an access point right in here for this one because I was having trouble when I first made it. But yeah, this one is a little different in that the piston only fires on a single line. So it's not, this one, I wanted it to push more down the lines. So I wanted it to push multiple pistons if it detected it, because the growing rate of bamboo is pretty quick compared to the growing rate of sugarcane. But this, see how it just had a single fire rather than firing multiple pistons? I did single firing pistons with the observers intentionally because I wanted it to go ahead and increase the rates of the farm. And from what I understand from a couple of YouTube videos I watched, just by doing this single firing piston, it goes ahead and increases the rates by about 30% because the second level of the sugarcane grows anywhere from 1 to 15 in-game ticks. And then if I'm constantly using that to fire the second line of the second growth level of the piston, then I'm eliminating some sugarcane, and this has really increased it significantly in my opinion. So I really definitely like that. And then over here I do have a cactus farm. That's an automatic simple cactus farm. There's not really much to it. All that it does is it pushes the water into here. Or into a water stream, and those water streams go ahead and push that cactus into a hopper line that's collected. Now let me go ahead and, well, actually let me show you this too. So this is a design by oh wow, Ilmango, and it is a double TNT duper cobblestone farm. So you turn on the switch up here, and then it dupes the TNT here at the top, and that drops a TNT right onto that obsidian block, blowing it up. And when it blows it up, it harvests the cobblestone. That cobblestone is pushed in. Now I am working on improving the storage in down below, so let me go ahead and show you that down below. All right, so right down here, I have a design for a auto crafter right up here that's going to go ahead and craft the sugarcane into paper, and then that's going to drop it into a shulker loader, and then that shulker loader is going to fill the shulker full of paper, and then it's going to drop it into this barrel down below. That's going to be my storage for the paper that I have here. And then we've got one just for cactus. So I've got about 10 shulker boxes of cactus that's producing a ton. I've got the one for bamboo. This is just one line of the bamboo, and I've got 5 shulker boxes of that. And then right over here, we've got the blocks of bamboo. So we've got an auto crafter right here that's constantly powering, and it's toggling the power with the observers, and then as that's powering, it's creating a block of bamboo, and then that's dropping into the shulker loader. And I use a lot of this so I have about 1 shulker at the moment for that. And then right now I'm currently working on building a water stream where all of the cobblestone from the cobblestone generators drops into here and then drops into a shulker loader. So I'm currently in the process of upgrading the storage on that, now that I've kind of got the basic concepts going for those farms. So those are all those little farms that I built on a stream. I want to jump to some clips that I made of a shop that I made for the bamboo shopping district. Shop that I made for the bamboo for like scaffolding and different things like that. So let's go ahead and jump to that clip, and then I'll show you some of the other farms I've been able to accomplish where I lost all those replay mods, and we'll show you kind of how they work. So I've decided in the shopping district that this would be the best location right here. So it looks like there's already some shops developing over here. We have an elytra and shulker shop right here. I think that's just an awesome design from Mr. Fitz. And then Mini Lemon over here has a honey shop that he's been working on. He's not quite sure the design is going to remain the same like it is right now, but he's working on that. So since there's already a small little shopping alley over here, I thought about using this structure. Now, I kind of wanted to keep with the existing structure and just complete it into a shopping area. So I'm going to keep this little structure that's already in place right here and build a bamboo shop right in here. I have kept this alone right here because I might build another shop on top of that that's going to be next to it. So I've kind of claimed the area for another shop in the future. But right now, this is close to the entrance. There's some shops developing. So as they're passing by, I'm hoping that they'll see the bamboo shop as well. So I'm going to play around with a few different designs and then see what we can get done and accomplished with that. And then we'll kind of show you the completed kind of little shopping area for the bamboo and scaffolding and bamboo blocks as I finish it. So let's jump into the completed work right now. And now we have a functioning bamboo shop. Now, I'm going to be honest, I didn't put a lot of work into this. After all, it is a bamboo shop, and I don't expect to make much off of this shop, just specifically because it's bamboo and it's so easily available. The main thing I wanted to focus on was a scaffolding at 1 diamond per stack, or a shulker for 24 diamonds per shulker. That's going to be the main selling point of this shop, is going to be the scaffolding, and there's not really much else to it, so I didn't really want to put a whole lot of effort into a shop that wasn't going to make a ton of diamond, but I kind of wanted to give it a lemony type vibe while also being a bamboo shop. So that's kind of what I was going for, just a simple, almost like pop-up shop that we could sell bamboo out of on the server. So that's the bamboo shop, and it's all complete. Now, you may have noticed in the clip about the bamboo and sugarcane area that I had some buildings with some froglights. That is because I made a froglight farm down here. So right down here, I do have a froglight farm, and I'll link the video in the video description, the creator of this froglight farm. I adapted it just slightly for my own purposes. So instead of having one of these with all the different types of frogs, I've got 3 of them with the 3 different types of frogs. So you've got the temperate, the warm, and the cold biome frogs. So those are all in there, and that is just a magma cube with a kind of a pattern of snow blocks. It breaks down the magma cubes when they hit the snow blocks, and then the frogs eat the smallest level of those. And then I've added, it's gonna lag a little bit because there's a lot of items down there. It's gonna drop that into a minecart unloader that's going to unload all of those items into there. This farm is super fast and super efficient. Just look at all those froglights that I have. That's 10.4k of just the ochre froglights. That's 4 chests of that, and then we've got like 3.5 chests of these, and I've been using them throughout these builds, and then 10.4k of the verdant froglights. And so it's super efficient. I built it right next to the gold and barter farm, but it's just out of render distance, so I'm not loading that farm in over there, but it's still close to my base area and my portal right over there. So that's the froglight. So you're going to see a lot of them in the couple of the next builds that we build. I'm gonna jump back. So like I said, I lost some of my replay mods, but I still had some clips from some of the builds that I worked on doing. So I'm gonna jump to a clip of a witch farm that we worked on next, but it's not the full clip with the replay mod. It's just the clip of the witch farm, the before and after building. So let's go ahead and jump to that clip now. It's time to turn this giant hole that I've been working on digging for a little bit now, and it's time to take this and turn it into a working witch farm. So I believe I have all the supplies that I need to go ahead and get started in turning this in. And part of the requirements for the witch farm were to dig out a giant hole underneath it so that I could put the killing chamber and then eventually the storage system. I've lit it up and torched it up a ton because the slime farm is right here, and so anything in the swamp biome, which as you can see in the top left, I'm currently in the swamp biome, has to be under a light level, or I'm sorry, over a light level 7 in order to not spawn any slimes. So I want the slimes to only spawn in the slime farm up here, and so that means that I wanted to have everything lit up. So if you see the spamming, absolute spamming of torches, that's the reason why. But I want to go ahead and take this witch hut, and I've done some some exploration. I figured out the correct coordinates and layers and everything. And so now I want to take this witch hut right here, and I dug out some space, and I want to go ahead and turn that into a working witch farm so that we could get a lot of redstone and some other supplies that we need as well. Like some of those spider eyes, I want to get some of those as well so that I can go ahead and turn those spider eyes into a for villager curing is primarily why I need those. So let's go ahead and get started on this. I'm not going to do a time lapse, so I've actually had a few time lapses fail on me recently. So instead of doing a time lapse, I'm just going to show you the completed product after I'm all done creating this witch farm. Welcome to the swamp. You can tell I was breeding my frogs over here in the cold biome because I was right next to the swamp, and so it made it super easy to do. But let's go ahead and do this quick spin around and show you the witch farm in action. This is a Ilmango witch farm design with shifting floors, and I'll go ahead and link that in the video description as well. The Ilmango farm basically allows you to, as there's 3 different spawning platforms on this farm. So there's a top layer, the middle layer, the bottom layer, and you can't really tell, but there's string connected to these tripwire hooks right here, and as it detects it, it shifts the floor and it pushes the witches all the way down into a water stream, and then it uses entity cramming with minecarts to go ahead and kill the witches. And then I did go ahead and put in a little box around it with the floor and everything to keep it lit up so slimes didn't spawn in there. And then that goes ahead and drops into a double hopper chest, and that double hopper chest is pushed into a double hopper dropper, which pushes that into a water stream. A little more complex than what it needed to be, but I wanted it to be fast enough to keep up with the rates, because as this farm gets going, it can become super, super fast, and sometimes they weren't able to keep up with just hoppers. And I wanted to push the storage to the upstairs, so that's why I went with the droppers. And I just used 2 observers on each side, the right and the left, which also gives enough power to power that middle dropper as well, so I can still get the 2 hoppers in to double unload quickly, and yet still power the 3 droppers. Probably overkill, but it was what I decided to go with. That is then pushed into a water stream that goes to a soul soil elevator, and that elevator is pushed up to the top where I've got my item sorter. This is just a basic item sorter where it sorts all the different items back into here. And then right underneath here, we've got the auto crafters, auto crafting redstone dust into redstone blocks, and this one over here crafts glowstone dust into glowstone blocks. And then this is a shulker unloader. I'm actually not quite certain who designed this. Somebody on the server gave it to me, Mr. Fitz, and I'm super grateful for it because it is a shulker loader, and this is the same one I used at the bamboo farm as well. As these get full of blocks, it'll drop it into that gold barrel down below. So I've got that for glowstone, redstone, glass bottles, sticks, spider eyes, sugar, and gunpowder. And so that's kind of the sorting system I went with. I could have probably pushed it back 1 block. I didn't plan it very well, but it is fun to watch as it processes through, and that way I have a ton of redstone. I've been getting a ton from this. Just one overnight AFK session, I think I got 5 or 6 shulker boxes full of redstone blocks. So it's just absolutely incredible if you keep it running for a good long time. It gets ramped up even more sometimes during certain night cycles and stuff too, and so it works incredibly well. And then over here on stream, I built a slime farm. It's just it's just got mushrooms to keep the light level right where it needs to be for the slimes to be able to spawn. As they spawn, they're going to go after this iron golem down in the middle. If they're really large, the iron golem can sometimes help break those down, but ultimately they fall into this soul campfire, and then the campfires kill them. It drops into this minecart unloader right below it, and that picks up all the slime, unloads it through this minecart unloader, and then we have that dropping down into another shulker loader to load all the it drops it into a crafter. I'm sorry, the crafter that crafts all the slime balls and the slime blocks, and then that drops it into a shulker loader to where that will drop it into that gold barrel, and we have that little system going as well. So you can kind of see this in action. They're trying to go after him. They'll jump to go after him thinking they can reach him, and they'll die in the soul campfires. So yeah, those are kind of the two farms that I'm able to run, and then I put an AFK platform, so I'm only loading in these two farms, and I've heavily lit up this area because anything 7 or below, slimes can spawn in that specific area. And so I tried to keep it, especially in the swamp. Now over here in this biome, I probably lit it up a little bit too much because it's a forest biome, not a swamp biome, and slimes can't spawn in there. But I just wanted to be extra certain that nothing else was going to spawn. And then we've even lit up some of the caves that are underneath here a little bit as well, to make sure that nothing spawns except for in these two regions, increasing our rates for the farm and lowering the mob cap for the region. And that's why I strategically placed my AFK platform up there to kind of do it. Plus, I just really like the floor of this. The tough blocks with the verdant Froglights just looks incredibly cool. And I'm really pleased with how this turned out. And even though I probably could have pushed my storage back so it wasn't so bumping up against this, I was a little bit nervous as I kept going with it. I decided to go ahead and just leave it as is because it functions. And so that works really, really well. And I'm very, very excited about that farm and the progress that it's made over here on that one. And finally, the last farm that I was able to make on a live stream was this moss farm by Ilmango. It's a moss and bone meal farm, and I converted one side to just completely moss. The reason being is I want more moss for some decorative blocks like cobblestone, mossy cobblestone, mossy stone. Yeah, that's words. I wanted to go ahead and get a moss farm going for that, and this way overproduces, so I probably already have enough for what I need, just with how much I've already been getting from running this farm for like an hour. So I might convert it if I ever need it for a all bone meal farm in the future. This is another Ilmango design because I love Ilmango designs, and they're the most efficient and best one. I'll link that if you want a tutorial on how to build it with Litematica files and all of that as well. But this is kind of the design that I went with. So this one side is producing bone meal. So basically the hoppers collect it right underneath these honey blocks. They're collected by hoppers, and then that's pushed into these composters right here. Those composters are then pushing into a hopper line that's dispensing it through this right here. This system right here, which is basically just a dropper elevator that's going ahead and pushing out the moss. The bone meal. The bone meal is then collected by all these hoppers that are bone mealing these moss blocks that are creating the moss that's up above. So that's bone mealing the moss that's up above, or turning the stone into moss up above, and then all of those. So that bone meal side is filling all of these sides of the hoppers with bone meal to keep the moss growing up above. Then on the other side, I've just got some signs pushing it into a water stream, and I've adapted this a little bit because Ilmango's was an all bone meal design. So basically I took out the hoppers and the composters in this middle section, developed this little water stream right here that's pushing all of the items into this item or this water stream, and then that is pushing them into the collection system down at the very end, which is dropping that into this collection system I have right here. Now, you may think that's a lot of chests, but it was what I needed to be able to keep up with the moss production. So look, like 10.4, 10.4, 10.4, 10.4, 10.4. Like, as you go down the line, this is probably the first one where I could have, like, maybe backed off a little bit, but I'm still collecting moss in some of these other ones, like all the way down to here. I think it's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It's pretty far down. I didn't need these, but I put them in as overflow in case some of the ones at the very beginning begin to fill up, because I took some out already, but they were already filling up towards the front, and so I definitely needed the overflow. Then we've got the moss carpet. I really only needed 2, but added in 2 more chests for overflow. The azalea tree things, I only put in 2, but I put in 2, but I really only needed 1. The other one is for overflow. Same with the azalea trees. And then finally, the bone meal itself. So it does collect enough bone meal to where it gives me some bone meal. And then what I have it doing is right at the end, I do have a seeds one. So that's collecting some wheat seeds. But if it overflows those wheat seeds, I have the rest. Or if it just overflows, misses every single chest that I put in here, it goes down to this very end chest. And then that fills it with bone meal as well. So I'm producing a little bit more bone meal. Eventually, I may have enough moss to where I'll never need moss again. And if that's the case, then I will go ahead and convert this all to a bone meal farm. But for now, I really want that moss. And as you can see, look at all those red dots in the top mini map on the top right hand side. You'll see all the amount of items flowing through this farm. It is massively productive and efficient. That's the word I was looking for. Efficient. And so that produces super, super fast. And I absolutely love its production rates. I want to apologize to you. I did procrastinate my videos a little bit. I thought that I had them all saved, and so I could get to the editing when I got to it. But in that process, I did lose all of those replay mods. So again, I'm so sorry about that. That was completely my fault. If I would have been more prudent at producing videos quicker, then I could have maybe not lost all those replay mods. I can't, obviously, account for computer glitches, but I definitely don't want to leave you out of the loop with the build processes. That's the fun of it, and the social interactions that we've had on the server. I'm going to try to do more of those social interactions because these build update progress videos are not as fun as some of the social interactions that we have that I always miss recording. So I'm going to try and record some of those moments a little bit more. But I want to say how much I appreciate you watching all the way through to the end of the video and seeing the update on the progress of the base. We're working really hard over here to get to the build phase. So we're in the farming phase right now to get all the blocks that we need. But we're getting closer to that build phase where we'll be able to start our big project for the season. So I haven't even begun to start working on what I want to work on this season. And so I'm excited to be able to show all of you that, and I can't wait to. And I will do a better job of editing these videos quicker so that you don't miss out because of some random computer glitch where I lost a ton of files and different things like that. So I just wanted to give you this quick progress update, and then definitely, if you haven't already, please follow me over on Twitch, on twitch.tv/LemonIRL_games. And I'll link that in the video description as well, as that is the channel that I am going to use for most of the live streams, and I try to live stream every Monday and either Thursday or Friday has been my typical schedule. It's been more Fridays recently than Thursdays, but definitely go ahead and check that out, as that's where most of the progress and the fun social interactions happen, and you definitely don't want to miss it. It's a ton of fun and a lot of fun as we build all these different cool, awesome things here on the Limitless SMP. But anyway, that's going to do it for today's episode. Thanks so much for hanging out and watching all the way through. Again, I'm so sorry. And we'll see you guys next time.